Welcome to the theater, the place that dreams are made of. It's also the home of a lot of stage fright. When I was 4 years old, I announced to my parents that I wanted to be inside the TV. Yeah, I actually thought there were little tiny people inside there. My dad was Ralph Cramden. I mean, he looked, talked, sounded, acted just like Jackie Gleason. To the moon, Alice! Well, my mom was no Audrey Meadows. Being an only child, I wanted to be a Brady kid. I mean, there's always somebody to play with. I also wanted to play guitar in the Partridge Family. There was always a conflict that got resolved within 30 minutes, and everybody lived happily ever after. I got my big break in kindergarten when I was 5 years old. I played the triangle in the school pageant. Now, when I went to school, we had morning class, which I was in, and afternoon class. So morning class got to go first. So after we were done, they corralled us off the stage and made us sit on the floor in front of the stage to watch the next class go. They all came marching out one by one, and they turned, they faced the audience. There was Amy with her tambourine. She froze. She was bug-eyed. What's wrong with her? What's her problem? Parents were all whispering, what's going on? And then it happened. She peed her pants. Oh my gosh. You know, being a bunch of 5-year-olds, we laughed, we pointed, we giggled, it was all fun. But now, looking back, oh, that poor little girl, she had stage fright. That was my first ever encounter with stage fright. Grade 2 was my next big production. When I went to school, we had choir class. And for choir class, we had to be in the ensemble for the big school production, which was Oklahoma. Well, Adelanti came out on stage to do her big number, I'm just a girl who can't say no, and she puked all over the stage. Yeah, and we're not just talking a little vomit either. We are talking projectile vomit. All over, the curtains closed, and I don't remember what happened after that. Now, I know I did other performances between then and high school, but the next most memorable one was Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. Maybe it's something to do with musicals. No. Anyways, you know, Joseph is sold into slavery by his brothers, and the Pharaoh takes him in because Joseph knows how to interpret dreams. But where's the Pharaoh 10 minutes before the show? Yeah, he's in the bathroom expectorating the contents of his stomach. It was also during high school that I joined a couple of community theater groups. NGP, which was New Generation Players, PPP, which was Peel Panto Players. But I couldn't wait to be 18 so that I could join BLT. No, not the sandwich. The group, Bramley Little Theater. Being 18 and joining them meant that I was an adult. So I joined. I got my first adult dramatic role. And that's where I met Richard. Richard was 40-something. Brilliant actor. He'd been acting for years. He'd been in dozens of plays. But where was Richard 10 minutes before the show? You guessed it. Poor guy, he didn't know which end to put down. Different kind of stage fright. Now, in my adult life, I've been succumbed to listening to coworkers, supervisors, etc., putting on presentations. There is nothing that I hate worse than somebody saying, It drives me absolutely crazy. I had to go to this seminar one time. This woman said it every other word. I swear, I started counting them. She said it 146 times within 10 minutes. I texted my daughter, call me now. The phone rang. I picked it up. Oh, sorry, gotta go. Excuse me, see ya later. Never went back again. Then there's the stutterer. You know,
Okay, it seems a lot of you guys have taken my advice on dress and are now walking around in baggy shorts and flip-flops. Great.
Over the years, I've had to do my share of presenting at work, too. The first time I got up there, I started to tremble. I could feel the blood rushing to my head. My face was turning red. I could feel it. You could feel the heat just radiating off of my head. What is this feeling? Oh my gosh, stage fright? Me? No way, this doesn't happen to me. I've done dozens of plays, no problem. It turns out I do get stage fright. I can do a performance of a play in front of 1,000 people, no problem. But when it comes to presenting something in front of 10, 20, 30 coworkers, forget it. I'm a mess. So what's a person to do when they get stage fright? Well, first of all, Don't eat or drink anything a couple of hours before you go on. Thank God for the guy who invented that little blue pill. No, not that little blue pill. I mean the one that relieves diarrhea. And breathe. Just take a couple of deep breaths. Om. I said om, not Om. You'll just feel so much better and relaxed. Even when you get out there and before you start to talk, just go. Trust me, you'll feel a lot better. Be prepared. Rehearse and rehearse. Again and again, again and again and again until you know it inside out. There's nothing worse than forgetting your lines. If you make a mistake, move on. Just pretend it didn't happen. Most of the time, people aren't even going to notice that you made a mistake. You're the only one who's going to know it. Know your audience. If there's some uptight corporate bunch, do not crack a joke. They're certainly not going to appreciate it. Dazzle them with footwork. Don't just stand there like an idiot. Move around the room while you're talking. Plus, the people at the front of the room aren't going to turn around and look at you, so you won't have those eyes on you. Divert their attention with pictures and slides. Put on a great PowerPoint presentation. That way they won't be focused on you for 30 minutes. Just like the magician, look at my hand over here. Meanwhile, it's in their hand over here. So they're looking over here, but they're not looking at you over here. Try to make eye contact with your audience. Sometimes people get a little more nervous when they try to do that. So if you're one of those people, just try looking just above their heads at the walls around them. But don't just stare at one wall. Move your eyes around. That wall looks pretty cool. Oh, look at that one. There's a picture over there. Hey, look at that one. But look just above their heads so they'll think you're looking at them, but you're not really. Take a glass or a bottle of water with you. If you're talking a lot, you're going to get a dry mouth, and your voice is going to start to crack, and it's going to just make you more and more nervous. If you're doing a play, keep a bottle backstage. Write your name on it, a big black marker, because you know actors will just drink from anybody's bottle if you don't put your name on it. But if you're at a presentation, just take a bottle or a glass, take a swig every now and then. It also gives you a couple of seconds to gather your thoughts together while everybody's distracted. Well, that concludes my little video presentation on Stagefright. I hope you learned a few tips and tricks. So drop me a little comment in the comment section and let me know, have you ever had stage fright? What kind did you have? How did you deal with it? Let me know what your tips are. Until we meet again, break a leg.